Welcome to this special edition of 2K TV.
The wait is almost over. We are just days away from 2K Day and the launch of NBA 2K21.
And if you can't wait, you can get early access to the NBA 2K21 demo right now. Here's how you get started.
And don't let the high fashion fool you. These Brooklyn Nets mean and with tip.
Well, it was long rumored.
A momentous decision, DA. Thank you. Just a quick look now at how the point totals have looked over the last few months for Bridges.
And it's really been a nice trend for him over these last several months. He's been steadily improving in terms of his scoring output. That extra production making him more valuable the further we get along in this season.
And a look at the starters for the Hornets. They've got Washington, also Bridges out there. Rozier's out there with Bismack Biyombo. And it's Graham in at the shooting guard. And looking at the Nets, Thomas is out there with Joe Harris. Then there's Allen. Then there's Karis LeVert. And it's Chiozza in at the point. And so here's Charlotte. Jarrett Allen unable to get his last shot to go. Rozier the pass to Washington.
You know, I really like this. Instead of putting his head down, Terry Rozier keeping his eyes up and finding his open teammate.
And until their playoff run, the Brooklyn Nets weren't a team we thought of as a free agent destination. And Doris, you almost forget that they play in the biggest market in the country.
And Greg, who would have thought that in New York and Los Angeles, arguably the most competent franchises would be the Nets and the Clippers. These are two of the historically dilapidated teams no longer content to play second fiddle in those major markets.
Now, here's Bridges. He's making his presence felt offensively with his scoring average up there at almost 13 points a game. Here's Rozier, just 3 to shoot. Shoots over LeVert. And it's Rozier missing. Last game for Brooklyn, it was a loss to the Warriors in San Francisco. A nice shot by LeVert.
And there's a deceptive strength to the lean frame of Karis LeVert, showing tremendous strength on his way to a tough finish.
Nice pass in here by Charlotte. Washington, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Inching our way toward the end of the season here in the NBA, Doris, and just how much fatigue after all these games and all these months and practices and travel, how much fatigue are these players feeling, you think, right now?
Well, I think NBA players like to tell us, come March, come April, everybody has bumps and bruises. No one is 100%. What you're hoping to do as an NBA organization is manage the rest that you can possibly give to your guys down the stretch of the season, because the healthier you are going into the postseason, the better off you're going to be. Boy, just 1 for 4, a little brisky right now.
Yes, that goes in.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, Greg, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Pass to Rozier. And here is Graham. Pass to Washington. Pulls up on the elbow, and he nails the jumper. Washington's got 6.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
Now, here's Biyombo. Jarrett Allen unable to get his last shot to go. And stolen by Harris. LeVert in the corner. The pass to Allen. It's deflected. Bridges with the steal. 1:35 left to play in the first quarter. Here's Graham. Off target with his 3. Nets trail by 6. Picked his pocket. Here's Washington. A rebound by the Nets.
Great rim protection to prevent him from converting. Beautiful.
It's LeVert on the wing. Upside Thomas. Can they get it? It's deflected, and he recovers it. Just 5 to shoot. Second chance effort. Right block shot. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
And let's review some numbers for Harris. He's around 14 points per game, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. Well, fans of this team will take this kind of production from him without hesitation.
I tell you, he has been a solid contributor. They have called his number, and he has delivered for them.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hornets. Zeller, he's checked in for Bismack Biyombo. Dwayne Bacon comes in for Bridges, and it's Batum in for Terry Rozier. Harris, no good.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Johnson, that's for 2. Here's Allen. Offside Thomas. The putback, offensive rebound. Harris looking it over. Over Zeller. Harris, no good.
Well, certainly not the best defensive effort, but this guy can't make them pay for their laziness.
Here's Graham. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in.
Well,
and so it's Charlotte with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. A look at the field goal percentage numbers tells the story of what tough defense they're playing today. Back to the action after this word. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. Looking at what we've seen from the Hornets, what do you think?
Guys, I love their defense in that first period. They were in position and just challenging shots.
Well, I think they combined great intelligence with great effort, and you can see the results.
So on the floor for Charlotte to start this second quarter. Washington and Zeller are in the middle. And there's Batum, and it's Bacon in at the 3, the small forward. Now here's Crawford. Johnson outside. Pass to Karouche. To the left side wing. Here's Temple, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It goes on Cody Zeller.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Brooklyn shooting their first shots of the night from the charity stripe.
And 74% has been the mark for them on the season thus far.
And so here's Charlotte. 6-point lead. Last time they met was in Charlotte.
Well, they couldn't buy a bucket at times, and that's frustrating, and that game was not their friend.
Well, Greg, I thought the striking thing was how little offense they generated. It doesn't matter how stout your defense is when you play that poorly on the offensive end. Unselfishness can be infectious. Terrific teamwork.
And second-round pick Kurucs ended up starting most of last season for the Nets as a rookie.
Well, think about it. Back in Europe, this guy was playing limited minutes for Barcelona. Some said they were trying to hide him from NBA scouts. But there is no question he is on everyone's radar now, Kev.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Doris, you played, you've coached, you've broadcast, you've done it all in this business. How did you like to be coached when you were a player at the very top of your game?
Yeah, I think one of my favorite things were coaches who challenged me, those who would not allow me to accept the level I was currently at, those who wanted to push me and extend and expand my game. Listen, every player wants to be respected. Every player wants to feel valued. But the great ones to me, the LeBron James, the Kevin Durant's, they want to be coached hard. They want you to push them to the greatest possible level they're capable of.
That's great insight. He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Charlotte's had to wait a bit the last few years. Now, the city hosted the All-Star game last season, but for the Hornets, they've gone 3 seasons without a playoff appearance and 15 seasons without winning a playoff series. In that time, the franchise has had 7 head coaches and a shifting front office. The Buzz City is hoping that its wait for playoff relevance will end soon. Kevin?
We all are. David, thank you. Crawford outside. And the layup's good off the glass. Crawford's got his first points of the night. Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Pass to Bacon. Outside Batum. There's the 3. Bacon gets the bucket. Bacon's got the lead up to 9 now for the Hornets.
They've settled into a nice groove offensively here in the second.
Luwawu. And too long on the shot. Hornets have gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Kicks it to Batum. Charlotte moving the ball around. Here's Graham. And there's another one for the Hornets.
Well, think about the Nets' Kenny Atkinson, a finalist last season for NBA Coach of the Year. This young coach got a well-deserved contract extension. And what I love is his team competes at a high level every night.
Now here's Batum after the miss from Crawford. That's tipped and taken away by Johnson. Crawford with the ball. And Batum picks him up defensively. Crawford passes to Llewellyn. Biyombo with the block.
Well, Biyombo's calling card, right? A terrific shot blocker. Boy, put it in his vicinity. He's sending it back.
And there it is for him. Graham's got 6 points. And Doris, you think about how hard this Brooklyn team competes. I think they take right after their head coach.
I don't think there's any doubt, Kevin. Coach Atkinson is still willing to get on the court and jump into drills with his players. Let's remember, going back to the early days of his career, he was a player development coach. And before that, yes, he even played. That effort and willingness to break a sweat very much reflected in his group.
And so it's Charlotte with it, following the three-pointer by Brooklyn. A shot by Batum, no good. Temple the pass to Johnson. And no good that time. And Charlotte will go the other way with it. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of Miami. Here's Graham. He's guarded by Johnson. Over to the wing. Shot clock at 6. Bacon the pass to Graham. Wing shot on the way. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team. Passes it to LeVert. On the wing, Harris. And the pass to Chioza. Here's Allen, and then Allen slams it in.
Well, why settle for the layup when you can finish with authority? Mr. Allen on the dunk.
Up in time. And that one is off. And so it's Charlotte holding up.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello. After the first 2 quarters of play, it's Charlotte in control. They have an 8-point lead. And that's a wrap.
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. So it's the Hornets now. 8-point game. And one of those little spark plug guys, Terry Rozier, plays the game with Greg, I think, a chip on his shoulder.
I mean, the story goes, as a kid, when his temper flared, his mother would have to sit on him until he cooled down. He's learned to channel that fire and emotion into his game.
We've got LeVert. Hans Thomas out there with Harris. And there's Jared Allen. And it's Chioza in at the point. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Here's Green, following the three-pointer by Brooklyn. Pass to Rozier. And here is Bridges. He's guarded by Thomas. Rozier the pass to Biyombo. Shot clock at 5. Misses the layup. He had him with that pump fake. Nets trail by 5. Pass to Allen. Here's LeVert. Again, the Nets for 2.
Okay, Jared Allen, we see you making that look for a big man. That's a pretty pass.
Misses off the right iron. And so Graham will bring it up for Charlotte. No one near Rozier as he lets it fly. And they cash in right away with the quick shot. For Brooklyn, they've gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Down low, here's Allen. That's good. And it's LeVert with the assist. Allen's got his second basket.
This guy is such a good all-around player. Karis LeVert sharpening his court awareness and finding his open teammates.
Bridges shot, good.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Levert the pass to Harris. Back to Levert. Shoots over Graham. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Poked away. Kicks it to Bridges. Passes it to Biyombo. Foul. Bridges. Guarded by Harris. 5 on the clock. Now the pass to Washington. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Thomas.
And let's check out a breakdown looking at some stats for Jared Allen. A strong stretch of play the last 10 games. Second in field goal percentage. And don't forget, top 20 in the league in rebounds per game. He's got a great nose for the ball.
And you mentioned it. He's the second best shooter in the league right now. Quick trigger with just a little bit better footwork. He could take over that top spot. Chioza, no good. Hornets leading by 6. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Graham, the pass to Washington. Here's Biyombo. Pass to Washington. Goes up the baseline. It's hauled in by Thomas. Thomas got rebound number 5 here tonight. For 3, Harris. And again, it's the Nets missing.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Let's go. Keeps it alive. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Allen's got 4 points now in the quarter.
You know what? That's all about hustle and a nose for the basketball. Tremendous job on the offensive glass by Jared Allen.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Kenny Atkinson, who's a native of Long Island, now has his dream job, coaching the Brooklyn Nets. He doesn't need praise or recognition. Instead, he's fueled by the fear of failure. He says, I always feel like I'm one banana peel away from never being in the NBA again. And Kevin, he's got his team playing with that same determination.
David, he sure does. Thank you very much. Now, here's Batum. It's a nice pass in here by Charlotte. Pass to Rozier. Feeds to Bridges. Back to Zeller. Charlotte needs to get a shot. Batum. Passes to Bacon. And here is Rozier. Batum dishes to Bridges. There's Bacon. Nailed from three-point land. Bacon's got 6.
And no matter who it is, that kind of D isn't going to get it done.
Fires the 3. Offensive rebound, Nets. That shot, no good. Charlotte leading by 8. Zeller finds Batum to the right side. Back to Rozier. Batum against Johnson. The pass to Rozier. Off target from outside. Brooklyn's got 1 of 6 3-pointers to drop since coming out of the locker room at halftime. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Pass to Johnson. Here's Llewellyn. Rozier defending. A floater. Bridges with the board. Bridges has got 6 rebounds now in the game. Here's Bacon. He knocks it down, but wait a minute. The officials are getting together. They may want to review this one. Well, we thought the third quarter was over, but it turns out the officials are going to review the play to see if he released the ball. And so it's the Charlotte Hornets with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. They've played the better game so far, but their work is far from over. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
And, Greg, nothing better than chemistry, right? Working together to create a bucket.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. And on the court for Charlotte as we start the fourth, we've got Cody Zeller. Batum is out there with Rozier. Then it's Bridges. And it's Bacon in at the 3. Here's Zeller. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line. Doris, such an honor to be on this with you, and you were the first female to become a full-time NBA analyst, breaking new ground. You've accomplished so much in your life, personally, professionally. What would you tell young women who are graduating college, looking to get ahead in their career in what you've chosen?
Well, first and foremost, I've been very lucky, Kevin. The game of basketball has been a part of my life since I was 7. It's been a driving force. I love it. I would just tell young women, times are changing. Dream big. There's nothing that's impossible. And I'm so thankful to the NBA players and coaches who have just wrapped their arms around me from the time I entered this business. So kudos to those players who are part of the change, no question.
And hard work. I have seen you work. I have seen you prepare. No one prepares more. No one works harder than you.
Thanks, Kev.
A shot by Batum, no good. Nets trail by 11. A 3 from Johnson. They get the rebound.
Wow, just getting all the luck right now, it seems. Good bounce.
Back to Harris. From deep. Hornets with the rebound. Bridges has got 7 rebounds in the game. Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock into it. Rozier kicks to Batum. A putback. It's good on the putback. Zeller's got the lead up to 13 now for the Hornets.
Oh, how about the finesse there? Nice little gentle touch on the board.
And you know, when you have that gentle touch, those tip-ins are easy to come by. Allen, crafty move. He lays it in.
You love that this guy doesn't get down on himself after a rough first half. Keep your composure and keep grinding.
Back to Rozier. Dishes it to Bridges. Rozier, the pass to Bacon. A three-pointer, no good. And so Allen will bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets. They trail by 11. From deep, Johnson drills it from outside. Johnson's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Yeah, and they are living and dying from beyond the arc since halftime. It's a different look than what we saw in the first half.
Rozier, the pass to Bacon. Back to Rozier. Looking for Allen, and gets it there. For 3, Harris gets a hand on it. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
What an effort to get the tip in, just wanting it a little bit more.
And Batum kicks to Rozier. .157 left in the fourth quarter. Bridges shot, good.
Adept at maintaining his balance on the way up. Bridges, a strong player who can play through contact.
Upside Thomas. Johnson outside. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. That's 7 points for Johnson.
Well, you love the offensive talent, the ability to handle the basketball. Tyler Johnson with a strong drive and finish.
Now, here's Rozier. Tight defense on him. LeVert's checked in for Johnson. 1:22 left in the fourth quarter. Graham surveying the floor. 6 on the shot clock. The offensive rebound. Rozier for 3. No good on the shot. Nets trail by 6. From deep. And it's Karis LeVert with the 3.
That is a cold-blooded dagger. Mr. LeVert, welcome to it.
And out of bounds as the Nets gain possession.
And what a time to get sloppy. A close game like this, you cannot be getting loose with the ball.
The Nets making a switch here. Crawford's checked in. Good! And oh, that was an enormous three-pointer.
And that one sends the bench into a frenzy.
I'll tell you, these guys have worked so hard together. Everyone pulling in the same direction. Beautiful to watch.
Man, that's about the worst defense I can imagine a team playing coming down the stretch.
You know, we talk about execution offensively coming down the stretch. To me, it's as important defensively, and they didn't have it.
I mean, look, no one guarding you. It's better to not pull up and try to lead.
Graham, the pass to Washington. It falls!
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with a pass.
Crawford, no luck. And it's the Hornets' ball. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Bridges dishes to Graham. Pass to Bridges. Graham with the ball, guarded by Crawford. No good with the triple. So a close game sees Charlotte taking this one. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg.
Once you pick your jumper, it's time to join the Clippers and test your build in a game against the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yes, and it's my player picking up the assist.
And if you're not feeling one of your builds, you have the ability to make 6 total builds and play 1 test game for each one.
As we get a break in the action, now let's take a look at the East and how the teams are stacking up. Taking a look at Charlotte, they would be at the golf course if the playoffs happened today, looking to make a final push. And of course, New York, a couple spots below.
And checking out Charlotte, they've shown me some very good things this season. But that next step, those qualities that could make them true contenders, just haven't been there.
Now, you just don't want to sit in the middle for too long. You either want to be competing against the top teams or starting to strategize where you can position yourself for a high lottery pick and maybe turn around your franchise's fortunes.
So the New York starting 5. Randall out there with Mo Harkless. Then it's Barrett. Then there's Payton. And it's Gibson in at the center. And for the Hornets, you've got Bismack Biyombo. Washington out there with Bridges. Then there's Terry Rozier. And it's Graham in a 2-guard.
Oh, great timing. He is one tough customer on that offensive glass.
It's like he has a sixth sense of where that rebound is going. Now here's Payton. A really disappointing game for him in that loss to Atlanta.
They are 0 for the game thus far. 0 of 4 here, still looking for their first make. Well, the big story from the Knicks last season was the surprise trade that sent Porzingis to Dallas. Shook up the entire roster.
Well, never easy to trade a franchise player, but there was some rumblings that maybe Porzingis was not going to stay there long term, and a surprise deal made last year as Porzingis exited New York for Dallas. So the next opportunity for them was draft and free agency, and to try to get as flexible as they possibly could be for the next few years.
Mitchell Robinson's checked in for New York. Ntilikina comes in for Elfrid Payton. Harkless the pass to Ntilikina. Six to shoot. Fires from deep. Harkless with the bucket.
And boy, did they need that one. Their first make in the 5 field goal attempts they've had.
Now, here's Bridges. He's covered closely, and that's out of bounds. Charlotte will retain possession.
You love the pressure he's putting on them. Almost had that steal.
Yeah, pestering right now, and that's going to pay some dividends. At some point, there's going to be a turnover.
Here in the first quarter, with about 2 minutes gone by, Graham, the pass to Rozier. To the paint, here's Washington. That's good, and it's Rozier with the assist.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
Now, here's Barrett. He's coming off a 16-point game against Atlanta.
And also in that one, he had the opposition on pins and needles on the defensive end of the floor, recording 4 steals that night on his way to an overall stellar game.
And you see the passing instincts Barrett has. Great at recognition out on the floor.
And for a lot of these kids, Greg, it's interesting how quickly teams expect them to get up to speed. Case in point, R.J. Barrett.
Yeah, I mean, he had only the 1 year of college, already being asked to produce. Fortunately, he's very mature for his age and generally plays up to the level of competition.
Now, here's Robinson. He's coming off a 10-point game against Atlanta. Pass to Rozier. Shoots from the baseline. Now in the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
That's exactly the shot they're looking for.
1:37 left here in the first quarter. Randall left side. Passes it to Barrett. Shot clock at 6. Elbow shot. A rebound by Washington. The Hornets have gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Bridges passes to Washington. And that one is hammered home.
I love the fact that Bridges does a little bit of everything, including passing the ball.
And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Well, it's been an up-and-down start to his career, but we do know that Frank Ntilikina can play defense.
Interesting to see how it is he progresses in terms of his offensive game. Feels like the league is tending to lean more, Kevin. If you had a decision between a defensive player and an offensive player, it's going the offensive player's way. So Ntilikina is going to have to step up, show that he's improved his shooting range, and then get consistent minutes on the floor.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Now Ellington, he's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. Ntilikina looking it over. New York with a new 14. Portis kicks to Bullock. New York moving the ball around. Portis in the post. Graham defending. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt. We've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
And guys, I think each team knows they can win this game. Just a matter who can catch that momentum.
Washington passes to Graham. There's Bacon. And that one released in time, but no good. So at the end of one quarter, Frank Ntilikina has established himself as a legit defender. He spoke about it.
Defense is 80% of real. And
a young player with an advanced understanding of defense, and his length gives him an edge.
And his defense is something he enjoys. If he can put it all together at both ends, he's a player you can build around.
And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And guys, what's your take on the Knicks so far?
Well, going to the bench early, they obviously knew what they were doing.
Yeah, looking for a spark here, and the coach tapped the right guys to get out there and provide it.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the court for the Knicks, Wayne Ellington is out there with Alfred Payton. Then there's Bobby Portis. Then there's Reggie Bullock, and it's Knox in at the 4 spot. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Kevin, before he became a head coach in Memphis and New York, David Fizdale spent 8 seasons as an assistant under Eric Spoelstra in Miami. Now, Spo said he's a brilliant basketball mind that has exceptional gold standard level communication skills. One of the most talented coaches I've been around. So, Kevin, Fizdale is highly respected.
David, he sure is. Great reputation. Now getting his shot. Thank you so much. To the middle. Washington passes to Bacon. From deep three-point range. It's rebounded by New York. They're coming into this game off that recent loss to Atlanta. Bullock. And Bacon pulls it down. The Hornets have gotten only one of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. Graham kicks to Zeller. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. And the Hornets lead by 1. At the number of trades now starting to involve stars. It feels like the league's power balance is always shifting to some degree.
Yeah, and I think organizations that are trying to stay ahead of the trend, Kevin, might think about, we might have a star for just 2 years. How can we get the next one? Backside of that, Kevin, is a lot of these star players are signing deals that are not extending to 4, 5, 6 years. You can't even do that anymore. So you get a guy for a couple years. What he wants to do is maximize his earning potential for 1 or 2 seasons, become a free agent again, and then look around the league where opportunities not only to win, but to also cash in. That's what's happening in today's game.
And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Payton outside. Inside. And stolen by Graham. And a fast break now for the Hornets. Here's Washington. And he banks in the layup. Washington's got the lead up to 3 now for the Hornets.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
The pass to Knox. And contact on the and yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Now here's Zeller. He's got 6, and it's Rozier missing.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical. We'll see if they can finally hold on to a lead. It's been back and forth all night.
Well, you can tell they really want to increase this lead. They can't keep letting them take it from them.
Here's Zeller. The Knicks making the shot. It's rebounded by New York. Knox has got 4 rebounds in this game. Harkless on the wing. Defended by Bridges. Harkless the pass to Gibson. Fades back. And it's wide right. It's off the rim. So Rozier will bring it up for the Hornets. They trail by 1. There's 42 seconds left in the first half. Here's Barrett. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Barrett's got his first 2 points of the night.
And after that ragged first quarter, they're getting some momentum, some confidence. Nice flow.
Bridges shot. Good.
Capable of scorching you from the perimeter. When Bridges has a great look, he takes it back.
Knox the pass to Gibson. New York moving the ball around. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Ntilikina gets the bucket, and the Knicks lead by 2.
I just think that's trouble. You're gonna let that guy shoot layups. You're asking for it.
Rozier looking around. Pass to Bridges. It'll count. What a play! Simply drains it in at the. All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello. The first quarter for the Hornets was fairly even. They were unable to ever build a big lead. And that does it for our...
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. The Knicks shooting at 44%, pretty reasonable. You've got Rozier. Bridges out there with Washington. And there's Bismack Biyombo. And it's Graham in at the 2-guard spot. So that's the lineup for Charlotte.
That's pretty impressive athleticism from Ntilikina, who takes the initiative on that play.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. And for Frank Ntilikina, some questions as to where he is best suited.
I mean, for me, I like when he plays more off the ball. I mean, he's shown that he could become a scorer when he only has to worry about that aspect of his game. Still very young and has a great set of skills with which to work.
Clock at 6. Bridges dishes to Biyombo. Some solid defense from Robinson.
Well, a lot of players in the league are going to make that shot, and for him, it's pretty much automatic. It's a good defensive effort to prevent the layup.
Now, here's Barrett. His scoring has been there on a regular basis. He's averaging more than 14 points a game. Good on the shot. Harkless has got the lead up to 4 now for the Knicks.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, we all know that circumstances and time changes everything. In Dallas, Dennis Smith Jr. thought he was going to be the cornerstone. But with the arrival of Luka Doncic, everything changed. The promising point guard was traded to the Knicks, and Smith said it was important. It's a big opportunity, and I've just got to make the most of it. And Kevin, we know one thing in New York, the ball is back in Smith's hands.
And DA, that's when he is at his best. Thank you. It's tipped. Just over a minute and a half played here in the third. Here's Knox. He has 6. And Harkless slams it in.
Scraping and clawing, doing everything he can to grow that lead.
Emphatic on the putback stuff.
Now, team's having a tough time containing him, attacking all the way there.
Back to Rozier. He dishes it to Bridges. Jacks up a 3. Offensive rebound. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
Here's Ntilikina. That shot missing, and the Hornets now going the other way. Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. Graham kicks to Bridges. Pass to Washington. The Hornets need to get a shot off here. Graham, the pass to Biyombo, and they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Biyombo. And a new group in for the Knicks. Randall's checked in for Knox. Reggie Bullock comes in for Harkless. Wayne Ellington's checked in for Barrett. And it's Elfrid Payton in for Ntilikina. Now here's Payton. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. Back to Randall, and Randall throws it down.
You risk getting torched when somebody's open. Payton's skilled enough to find the open man.
Passes to Bridges. Rozier against Payton. Rozier the pass to Bridges. Batum scanning the floor. To the middle, stolen by Robinson. And now the Knicks on the break. Ellington leading the charge. And Randall throws it down.
Randall getting up there, explosive vertically on that play with great timing.
Bridges with the steal. And there's the pass to Washington. Excellent D that time from Robinson. Here's New York. They're on a 12-4 run. Ellington the pass to Bullock. That one goes in, and it's a 10-point New York lead.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Graham with the ball. Ellington defending. Up again. Great positioning on the putback.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
And New York making a change here. Gibson's checked in. Now here's Payton. To the paint, and Gibson kicks to Payton. Pass to Bullock. 6 to shoot. Gibson. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. Gibson's got the lead up to 10 now for the Knicks. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Pass to Bridges. Over Randall. Bridges misses. Here's Payton. That one good for 2. Payton's got his second bucket.
Yeah, I think on the scouting report, the challenge was make Payton make those shots. Well, Payton's making those shots.
And so it's New York up by a dozen here. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the two-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or two when he needs to.
Even though the position is called shooting guard, passing part of your responsibilities in today's game.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. And New York looking at who they've got. Elfrid Payton is out there with Reggie Bullock. Then it's Julius Randle. Then there's Bobby Portis. And it's Gibson in at the center. The Knicks leading by 10. Payton passes to Portis. And he uses the glass on the layup. Brent, so many state-of-the-art arenas being built. Which feature do you think is most important?
Oh, the hot dog machine. What are we doing, right?
Popcorn, right
and
next
the popcorn.
to
What else,
and
Kevin?
then the popcorn.
Yeah,
right there.
Nachos.
I love nachos.
Okay.
You love nachos.
What else? I mean, what else could we go with there?
Ice cream.
Ice cream.
Yeah,
that's
right?
a big one.
Because when you're done with all that other stuff, you've got to somehow kind of coat your stomach.
Yep.
You
Was
don't
this
feel bad.
basketball related, or did we go somewhere else?
All
with
a
it?
part of the whole conversation.
I think we covered it.
Now here's Randall. Back to Portis. Lays it up and banks it in. And the Knicks lead by 14.
Yeah, the man was wide open there, and Julius Randle understood the timing to get him the ball to get that score.
They've worked hard to get this lead. Can't start giving up easy slams all of a sudden.
Yeah, GA, that's right. And that was easy. Gift wrap for him.
So much talk about 48 minutes. The team with the lead letting its guard down now.
Now, here's Bullock. Payton outside. Bullock passes to Gibson. Over Zeller. Offensive rebound. It's good on the putback.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Gibson with the steal. And a fast break now for New York. Here's Payton. Finished off the break.
An even stronger second half. Tremendous efficiency at the offensive end of the floor.
Knocks it loose. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Portis. And the Hornets making a change here. Biyombo's checked in. Dotson's checked in for the Knicks. Ntilikina comes in for Elfrid Payton. Here's Bacon. Tries again. Here's Zeller. The shake. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Charlotte making a switch here. Graham's checked in. So it's Ntilikina who brings up the ball for the Knicks. We're in the fourth quarter here. Just under 2.5 minutes gone. Dotson gets the bucket.
That's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. Got burned on that one.
Now, here's Rozier. Puts up a 3. It's rebounded by Portis. Portis has got his 4th rebound in this one. To the inside. Got a piece of it. And stolen by Zeller. Fast break now for Charlotte. Finished off the break.
Beautiful transition offense there. That's execution at its best.
Yeah, once you burst through a seam like that, you got to look right towards the rim. Sweet play.
Great positioning on the putback. 10 points for Bobby Portis.
Oh, and a nice job of turning that miss into 2 points on the tip in.
Hustle points, I believe they call them. Hustle points right there. Now, here's Rozier. Stolen. And there's a whistle. That goes on Terry Rozier. That is his first foul of the game. Washington's checked in for the Hornets. Bounce pass from Randall. Portis in the post. Comes up empty from 8 feet. Hornets trail by 16.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Knicks.
And it may be a comfortable win for them, but, you know, they had to weather a few storms along the way, and that's all part of the story.
Yeah, Kevin, this was by no means the runaway that it might appear to be. It was a scrappy performance, though, all the way through.
And I think a great job in positioning themselves for the W here. It's win number 21 on the season. And so here's Charlotte, the Knicks making the shot.
And they've won the rebound battle so far, and it's translated to the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's not just about stopping the offense in the scouting report. It's about knowing where to be when those shots are going to be missed. And they're doing a nice job on the rebounding.
And the Hornets miss again.
Well, he finds some space in that in-between gap there, Kevin. Too bad he can't release that one on target.
Rozier with the steal. And here's the fast break. Here's Graham. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist.
This can make it so much easier for your teammate when you throw that lead pass that gets to him right on the money, whether that's on the run or in the shooting pocket.
They've been a little too casual with the ball out there.
Yeah, but you can't force that square peg into the round hole. Oftentimes, you just got to make that first simple pass and get a rhythm from that. You know, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
And so he hits both. Here's Smith. And it's Smith finishing it off.
And they came in determined to take this one. It's going to be a happy flight home.
Yeah, when you step into an opposing team's arena and you can play with this type of composure.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it.
can't wait to get started in the NBA 2K21 demo, get my players started, and of course, all-time Lakers versus all-time Celtics.
Just out of curiosity, Chris, who has more championship rings?
Yeah, I was going to talk about the Lakers, but then you bring up that argument, and I really don't have anything to say about it, unfortunately. So that's a low blow.
So I'm going with the Celtics.
We welcome. As we're going to break in the action now, let's take a look at the East and how the teams are stacking up. Taking a look at Brooklyn, they're in 7th and looking to hold on to that seed for the playoffs. And of course, there's the Knicks. They're 5 spots away.
And seeing where the Knicks are, they talked all offseason about how this year was going to be different. Nobody bought into it then, and nobody's buying into it now.
Yeah, and it's too bad, really unfortunate, because I did think the potential was there. But at this stage, I think we've seen their best, and it's not going to be good enough this season.
Here are the starters for Brooklyn. We've got Lance Thomas. He's out there with Jared Allen. Harris is out there with LeVert. And it's Chiozza in at the 1 spot. And for New York, they've got Taj Gibson. Barrett is out there with Payton. Then it's Julius Randle. And it's Harkless in at the 3 spot. Hammers the alley-oop through.
And you see the passing instincts Barrett has. Great at recognition out on the floor.
And a trying summer for the New York Knicks fans. After trading away Porzingis, they were hoping to get a big-name player in free agency, Greg, and they didn't.
You know, shocking they refused to offer the max to Kevin Durant. I mean, there were concerns with the Achilles, but instead he ends up in Brooklyn. Combine that with fans' disappointment at missing out on Zion Williamson, and the saga continues.
Now, here's LeVert. Following the miss by Taj Gibson, LeVert finds Harris. Here's Chiozza. And again, no good by Brooklyn.
Boy, they are frigid right now. I mean, failing to connect on their first 4 attempts.
That one drops for him.
Making plays in traffic. This is where Barrett's most effective.
Thomas passes to Harris. Thomas against Randle. 7-foot shot. 2 points. That one goes.
And boy, did they need that one. Their first make in the 5 field goal attempts they've had.
Barrett the pass to Harkless. Barrett dishes to Harkless. No one near Payton as he lets it go. They get it back.
An exceptional offensive rebounder. Gibson seems to have an uncanny ability to get to the right position on the glass.
Harris outside. Out to the right wing. Here's Chiozza. A putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Boy, I tell you, this guy just does not quit on the boards. His energy is contagious, especially on the offensive glass.
Harkless on the wing. Down low. Here's Randle. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Oh, what terrific hustle. He's got a nose for the rebound.
Craig, he's ferocious when the ball goes up.
That's what they've got him out there for, fellas.
Thomas finds Allen over Harkless. Allen's shot is off.
And the D does just enough to throw off his rhythm on that shot.
Barrett the pass to Randle. And Randle throws it down.
Boy, what a throwdown by the well-built 6'9" Julius Randle with power.
And Greg, talking to scouts about R.J. Barrett, they love the athleticism. But what makes him especially good is the work ethic and the confidence.
Yeah, some elite prospects will take plays off. This guy never does. He's not one that sits around and reads his press clippings. He's a warrior, a leader, and he's proven to be a winner.
Harkless. Shots good by Gibson. Gibson's got 6.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone. Really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
A different look for New York. Mitchell Robinson's checked in for Gibson. And it's Ntilikina in for Payton. And a switch here for Brooklyn. Johnson's checked in. Here's Ntilikina. 20 points for him last game against Atlanta.
And even while he was piling up all those points, he still found a way to create chances for his teammates. The assists just kept on coming.
4 on the clock. A 3-ball. Robinson kicks to Harkless. The 3. That one dropped for his second bucket. Mark him 2 for 4.
And loving the hustle here early. I mean, they struck first on the offensive glass.
And those putback baskets contributing to their lead, Greg.
7-foot shot, 8 feet away. Thomas. No good that time. And New York will come the other way. Their last meeting was in this building where they were able to come out on top.
And the last time they faced this club, rebounding was their big advantage.
Clearly, that was the overriding factor. A double-digit advantage on the board. And they just pounded them inside.
And the foul on Tyler Johnson. That's his first foul. Luwawu Cabarro, he's checked in for the Nets. Here's Harkless. 5 points in the game. New York moving it around. New York needs to get off a shot. Here's Barrett. And all around the rim that time before dropping in. Now LeVert. And the Nets miss again.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
And so it's New York in control with a 9-point lead to end the quarter. Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting every shot going up.
I don't really limit myself to one position.
And with all the switching we see teams, Greg, employing right now, that defensive versatility is highly prized, highly valuable.
And Johnson, an excellent athlete. He's got the tools to impact the game both offensively and defensively.
And buenas noches, basketball fans. It's Latin night here on 2K Sports. And you might have noticed the custom jerseys worn by the players. And when you consider how the Knicks are doing, guys, what are your thoughts?
Just cashing in on second chance opportunities. That's how they built this early lead.
Boy, grinding it out on the glass. They've really been working for those points.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. And New York, looking at who they've got. They've got Ntilikina, Mitchell Robinson out there with Bobby Portis. Then there's Reggie Bullock, and it's Knox in at the small forward position.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
Mark, I want to take you back a bit here to 1982. What was going through your mind over your first few NBA games?
Well, Kevin, first of all, I was really excited and thankful to have a chance to realize a dream, but I was also a little bit nervous going up against some of the guys that I had watched and idolized from afar. But once you're between those lines, it's not about idolizing guys. It's about trying to posterize them.
Any player in particular, one player that you looked out on the floor and you were out there as well saying, oh my goodness, look who I'm playing against tonight.
Well, when we first saw the Celtics and the Sixers, Larry Bird and those great teams in the 80s, Cedric Maxwell and Kevin McHale, and then the Sixers, my rookie year, won it all. And they had Moses Malone, Dr. J, Bobby Jones, some of the greats in the game. So those two teams, and Dr. J and Larry Bird in particular.
New York leading by 14. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And a moment now to look at the numbers for Ntilikina. He's around 6 points per game, 3 assists and 2 rebounds. And really for him, it's about putting in the work and improving his game.
Yeah, and I think he wants to. It's one of those things where you either want it or you don't, and he does.
Wayne Ellington's checked in for the Knicks. Payton comes in for Frank Ntilikina. And a switch here for Brooklyn. Chioza's checked in.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg.
Well, I like the way he capped off that drive. The one-hand hole punch.
Portis kicks to Bullock. He's looking for Portis and finds him. Passes it to Ellington. Now here's Payton. Fires for 3. They get it again. Back to Ellington. Left side Portis. Crawford with the steal. Here's Temple. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
He got a little room at the rim and laid it in. Great play.
And here's Payton. He'll bring it up for New York. At one point, they led by 16. And with the signing of Durant and Irving, along with DeAndre Jordan, Greg, are the Brooklyn Nets now claiming the mantle for the top team in New York?
Listen, they were already the better team a season ago. After stealing the Knicks' thunder in free agency, acquiring the superstar talent, they're poised to steal the Knicks' cultural relevance as well.
Barrett's checked in for New York. And a new group in for the Nets. Allen's checked in for Caruch. Thomas comes in for Luwawu Cabarro. Joe Harris is checked in for Jamal Crawford. And it's LeVert in for Garrett Temple. Right wing. Back to Payton. Here's Knox. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Just 5 on the clock. Stolen by Allen. It's LeVert on the wing. Covered by Payton. Barrett the pass to Portis. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
He pulls off the Houdini to make that catch and slam it through.
Stupendous alley-oop.
And the crowd got their jaws dropped on that one. Total disbelief.
Harris's shot is good.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
Knox the pass to Payton. Barrett with the ball. For 3, Ellington. And again, New York with the triple.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
Harris finds Allen. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Let's keep it alive and stay with the play. Harris.
Yeah, you know, not normally the guy you see crashing the boards there, but Harris giving some extra effort on the rebound.
Pass to Knox. Here's Barrett. For 3, Ellington. It doesn't go for him. And so it's New York in. Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you back here on our halftime show. Well, actually, we can't see you, but you can see us. But New York holding the upper hand after the first 2 quarters. They're leading by 16. Kenny, what's your take? And that.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. One guy who's getting it done is Taj Gibson.
And he was an absolute monster on the offensive glass in that first half. I don't know how you slow him down.
And you know what, guys? I think it starts with having a body on him every time a shot goes up. I mean, they've got to do a better job boxing out.
Checking out the group for Kenny Atkinson to start the second half. They've got Joe Harris. Johnson is out there with LeVert. And there's Jared Allen. And it's Thomas in at the 4 slot. Here's Randall. Thomas with the block. On the wing, Johnson. Thomas finds LeVert. Over Ellington. And, yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. LeVert's got his first points of the game.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you. Well, when you look at the skill set of Tyler Johnson, he really is the epitome of a catalyst. Comes in full energy every time, and if he's hitting his shots, you just ride that wave of scoring.
Count that one. Randall's got his second basket of the game.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
And with Johnson, Greg, you never know how on his shot will be day to day.
And that's okay. Teams need a player who can carry them off the bench when they get it going.
Johnson is a bit of a microwave that heats up immediately, but if he's cold, you simply drop back the minutes for that game.
Far from an ideal start here. I mean, this half just 1 for 4 so far.
Knox, he's checked in for Barrett. And then for Brooklyn, Caruch is checked in for Lance Thomas. Luwawu Cabarro comes in for Joe Harris. And Garrett Temple subbed in for Karis LeVert. Here's Gibson. He has 6. Ntilikina kicks to Ellington. The pass to Ntilikina. Down to 5 on the shot clock. New York, no good that time either. Nets trail by 16. Pass to Johnson. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Yeah, outstanding job there of taking the harm and still able to finish.
Yeah, he imposed his will on the defense that time. He was not going to be denied right there.
Clark, last couple years, the three-point shot has been absolutely huge, a gigantic weapon for a lot of teams. You live by it, you die by it. Some teams can accept, though, the ramifications of a bad shooting night.
Yeah, I think it's too big a premium not to really overweight the three-point shot. A 50% premium on that particular field goal when it goes down. But I do like to see balance. Attacking the rim, spacing the floor. I love to see guys and teams shoot the mid-range shot as well. But the three-point shot and the way teams use it and shoot it is here to stay for sure.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Oh, guys, one of the things that the NBA has been forward-thinking about is always accepting new ideas. They've got a bunch of them on the table in recent weeks. A mid-season tournament, a postseason play-in tournament, maybe even reducing the 82-game regular season schedule. Now, all of these would be very bold moves, but Commissioner Adam Silver has always demonstrated a willingness to think outside the box. Kevin?
BA, great assessment. Good report. Thank you so much.
Randall's got an unorthodox game, but he's got a good, strong upper body, which makes him a very consistent scorer inside.
Johnson gets the bucket. For 3. The Knicks leading by 14. Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. Knox misses. The Nets have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Three-pointer. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. They led by as many as 18 points. When this game is done, they'll be off to Miami to take on the Heat. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip. Ellington, the pass to Ntilikina. Beyond the arc. A shot by Ellington, no good.
Guys, this hasn't been his quarter. I mean, to me, he just doesn't look completely comfortable or confident.
It'll go, and the Knicks lead is cut down to 12 on the bucket from Luwawu.
Sensational ball movement there. When you pass the ball like that, good things happen.
Randall kicks to Ellington. One-on-one fast break. Here's Luwawu. Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
And they need those kind of plays right now. Smart defense that generates some hope.
There's 38 seconds left in the third. Passes it to Ntilikina. It's tipped. Here's Luwawu. He's got 8. Caruch. He gets it to fall. That makes it just a single-digit lead. Caruch has got his first bucket of the night.
And no need to rush this. Let the clock run down.
Yeah, don't give them another possession here.
And he gets it back. Here's Luwawu. That's in, coming off an assist from Johnson. Luwawu's got 11 points. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Knicks lead by 5. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the 4th quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. Bobby Portis out there with Mo Harkless. Then there's Elfrid Payton. Then it's Barrett, and it's Robinson in at the 5 spot. That's the 5 for New York right now. Tips it up, and staying with the play, Harris.
Love the determination he showed there, getting himself into good position under the glass.
With the presence of mind to know just where the rebound was going to come down. Well timed.
And then the nifty touch to tip it in as well.
Barrett the pass to Harkless. Out to Payton. Shot clock at 3. Up top, Harkless. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation.
Boy, in a game this snug, you can ill afford to commit those kinds of turnovers.
And Brooklyn making a change here. LeVert's checked in. Upside Thomas. Pass to LeVert. A few possessions into the 4th quarter, just over a minute played. Up again, and Thomas with the second chance points.
And how about the perseverance offensively? I mean, following up the missed shot, and that results in 2nd and 3rd opportunities.
Greg, you've often heard it said that sometimes it boils down to who wants it, but who wants it is also tied to putting yourself in position to go get it.
To the paint, it's stolen by Allen. Now here's LeVert. He's tightly guarded. Count it. Good. And let's get your guys' take now on the hustle stats for the Nets.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
They have, but you also can't overlook how well they defended the rim, as they've challenged every shot and also gotten quite a few blocks as well.
And you look at Karis LeVert, Clark out of Michigan, 6'7", and a tremendous athlete.
Kevin, he's one of my favorite players over the last handful of years coming out of college. He had some injury issues his last 2 seasons at Michigan, but he's an excellent two-way player. Outstanding energy and aggressiveness, and makes all kinds of plays at both ends of the floor and plays the game the right way.
And New York making a change here. Bullock's checked in, and we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, during that last break, I heard Kenny Atkinson talking with his team. He said, guys, we don't want to play hero ball. We don't want to take threes that aren't there. There are better options when you run the offense all the way through. Kevin, we'll see if they can make that adjustment.
Thank you, David. Luwawu is checked in for Brooklyn. Here's Robinson. Payton kicks to Bullock. New York moving the ball around. Out to Payton. And the pass to Harkless. Shot clock at 6. Misses the 3. For Brooklyn, they've gone 3 of 5 here in the 4th quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. A nice shot by LeVert.
And offensively, they seem to have turned a corner.
Yeah, I don't know if it's coincidence or not, but a much better half since they changed hoops. And they're really looking strong here.
And it's in there. Payton's got it all tied up now for the Knicks.
That's just leadership on behalf of Payton. Always looking to rise to the occasion and provide the critical bucket.
Out to Harris. At the elbow, it's Allen. LeVert from outside. Robinson pulls it in. Robinson's got his 7th rebound here tonight. And just about 3 minutes through the 4th quarter here. Now here's LeVert. He's guarded by Bullock. Allen with the rebound. Allen's got 7 rebounds in the game. Here's LeVert. And Harkless pulls it down.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Well, you know, LeVert is pretty well put together at 6'7", which allows him to bang inside effectively.
He drops the first one, and that gives them the lead. So for the Knicks, Taj Gibson's checked in for Robinson. Ando comes in for Bobby Portis. And Frank Ntilikina's subbed in for Payton. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for the Nets.
And that was huge right there. Just as cool as he could be. And he's been clutch at the line there in a very tense moment.
Now here's Bullock. Levert defending. Bullock passes to Randall. Harkless on the wing. Now Gibson. Randall right side from 12 feet out. And yes, it's good.
Boy, this young kid is fun. Randall proving at the moment, not too big for him.
Levert with it. Now defended by Randall. And it's Allen slamming it down.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points.
Hey, guys, I know I'm stating the obvious here, but those could be an important 2 points considering how close this game is.
Luwawu Cabarro kicks to Allen. Pass to Crawford. Money!
Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
Cool, calm, collected, and confident in the biggest moment of the game? Yes.
Back to Bullock. Now here's Harkless. Levert defending, and Gibson wide open. He shoots from outside off the mark. The shot and game clock separated by 4. And here's Levert. We've got 13 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Crawford finds Levert for 3. Harris, that's good. And it's Levert with the assist. Harris has got the lead up to 7 now for the Nets.
You know, like a lot of shooters, Harris prefers to release off a pass, catch and shoot, not the dribble.
And so it's Brooklyn with the win. David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now.
hang time. Moving the plug in the power, ayy. Came with a charge in my alley, ooh. Charge it again like it's credit, Your team crowd need to edit, yeah. I see face and credit, hold up. Ooh, that's dead, need a minute, need a plan to revive. Let's get a shot pressing. Nice said what I said, they got like 20 moves and like 100 problems. I'm James with a step back, throw that shot up, I don't miss.
A lot going on here in the Queen. We've got a quick moment now to take a look at the long-term rebounding numbers over several seasons for Allen.
He's really made that a focus of his game these past few years, and it's paid big-time dividends for him. He's become a much better rebounder, and it's increased his value as a player by leaps and bounds.
So the Nets starting five. Joe Harris is out there with Thomas. And there's Jared Allen. Then there's Karis LeVert. And it's Chiozza in at the point. And for the Hornets, we've got Rozier. Bismack Biyombo is out there with Washington. Then it's Bridges. And it's Graham in at the 2.
Yeah, and the Hornets, they'll be one of the more disciplined teams you'll find in this league. I mean, they keep mistakes to a minimum on both sides of the ball. That's a big part of why the Hornets are tough to play.
And it's blocked. And they get it back. They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe. The Nets shooting their first free throw tonight.
And in terms of team numbers, the free throw percentage is right at 74.
And Chris, for the Hornets, as we know, their coach Borrego preaches preparation.
Well, yeah, and it shows it up in the stats, Kevin. I mean, they're the best in taking care of the ball. The team does not take silly fouls on defense.
Here's Chiozza. That's good. And it's LeVert with the assist. Chiozza's got 5 points so far.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
Perfect example of how to run the break the right way and get a great look.
Bridges gets to Graham, and it's a defensive 3-second violation. A lot of different styles of basketball, and, we're talking about Coach of the Year here. What style of coach did you prefer to play for?
Well, I just want a coach that was honest, that held everyone accountable, and allowed us to get out and run. We want a coach that believes in the talent that he has and doesn't hamper anyone's skill set, doesn't hold anyone back based upon their offensive philosophy. The game is changing, so hopefully you have a coach that is flexible. Hopefully you have a coach that is forward-thinking, and you have a coach that says, let it fly. That might be the most important skill set of a coach, in my opinion. One that says, hey, you got an open shot, you better take it.
So it's the Hornets now. Jared Allen unable to get his last shot to go. Pass to Bridges. Here's LeVert. The putback. It's good on the putback.
Oh, great timing. He is one tough customer on that offensive glass.
It's like he has a sixth sense of where that rebound is going.
Oh, man, elevating his passing ability. Dimes like this from Rozier help him establish chemistry with his guys.
It's LeVert on the wing. Hits the three-point bomb.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Feeds it to Biyombo. Bridges, no one around him. Tried to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Pass to Chiozza. Inside, Allen. And it's Allen slamming it down.
Oh, that's straight TNT, baby. Explosive.
That was pretty, and he just has that effortless knack for getting inside. Graham with the ball, guarded by Harris. Pass to Washington. And here is Rozier. Now the pass to Bridges. But they recover it. Biyombo kicks to Bridges. Here's Graham. That's good, and it's Rozier with the assist. Rozier's got his third assist on the night.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Now here's Allen. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. The Nets working the ball around now. Here's Chiozza. Off the left rim and out. Last game for the Charlotte Hornets, it was a loss to the Heat. Rozier up top. For three, Bridges. No good there. And it's the Nets taking it the other way. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors. Yep, that one goes.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, that's because he's getting his number called early. I mean, he's doing his part to help carry the offensive load.
And here comes Harris leading the fast break. Here's LeVert. High post Allen. Here's Chiozza. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Here's Graham. And again, the Hornets missing. Nets leading by 7 to the inside. Allen's shot is off. Here's Washington. Not too proud of his numbers in that game against the Heat, that's for sure. Pass to Rozier. And the Hornets miss again. And so Allen will bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets. Last time they met was in Charlotte, where they beat the Hornets.
And the last time these two met, they were able to get a big win because of that bench production. Second unit might be a factor in this one as well.
Well, that's just something to keep an eye on. I mean, when their reserves are operating at a high level, so tough to beat.
Some changes for Charlotte. Cody Zeller's checked in for Biyombo. Dwayne Bacon comes in for Bridges. And it's Batum in for Rozier. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Luwawu, the pass to Johnson. Luwawu-Cabarrot kicks to Harris. Kept alive.
Really seizing the momentum of this game, but doing it with a methodical approach.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. They've decided to pound the ball inside, using their physicality to set the tone.
And so it's Brooklyn, holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. They've been playing some inspired defense, giving up very few easy points. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And guys, the Nets enjoying a nice lead here.
Just a terrific first quarter, sparked really by their unselfishness.
Well, I love the ball movement so far, G.A. Everything clicking at the offensive end.
On the court right now, second quarter starting for the Nets. Luwawu is out there with Caruge. Then it's Garrett Temple. Then it's Johnson, and it's Crawford at the shooting guard position. Pass to Graham. Three-pointer. Knocks down the 3-ball. Graham's got 6.
Well, it was just a mystery what the defense was doing there. You never want to give him that much space outside the three-point line.
And if you ask me what percentage of the time he's making that shot, my answer would be in the single digits.
Yeah, that's not his spot, plain and simple. Just trying to force something is rarely a good idea.
Caruge grabs the board. Nets leading by 10. Passes it to Luwawu. Tries from 10. Goes back up. Kicks it out to Crawford. Here's Temple. And again, it's the Nets missing. The Hornets have gotten only one of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. Zeller passes to Washington. Just about a minute and a half has gone by here in the second. Batum with the 3. Not going to go that time. So Brooklyn will take it the other way. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. And it's Caruge missing.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Brooklyn's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Here's Luwawu. Sinks the triple. Luwawu's got the lead up to 13 now for Brooklyn.
Oh, he just caught the defense napping. He shoots a very high percentage from three-point range when there's no hand in his face.
There's Bacon. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Bacon's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And there's a nice one-handed slam.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Here's Graham. The Hornets keeping it alive. The new 14. Here's Zeller outside for Batum. And the lead is down inside single digits.
And they are absolutely stroking it from beyond the arc.
Yeah, but Cody Zeller, he has a very workmanlike approach when he's on the floor.
Yeah, definitely. And that's what Zeller is all about, playing a simple meat and potatoes type game. I mean, what he does won't show up in the box score, but it'll show up in the standings.
And that one falls for Jamal Crawford. Most teams now look to run early and often, Chris. And there are some keys to finding success, aren't there, in the transition game?
Yeah, and the first key is you run fast and you speed up the pace, but that doesn't mean you hurry and take a hurried shot. Pacing and speed is all about getting it past half court to see if the defense is set, and if they're not, to take advantage. But it's a two-step process. And for teams to just run all crazy or willy-nilly like my grandfather used to say, well, you're not going to do anything but play fast and bang.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
Oh, Kevin, the coaching staff has to be upset. You can't give the opposition easy buckets like this, GA.
The shot's good. Crawford's got 6 points in the quarter.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Batum wide open, he fires. And again, the Hornets missing.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
And the basket by Johnson.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Hornets trail by 17. And Batum kicks to Rozier. Bridges passes to Biyombo. The kick out to Rozier. Offensive rebound. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And the work ethic of Zeller. Now that's what makes him dangerous when scoping out opportunities on the offensive glass.
Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Karuch passes to Harris. Johnson from outside. No good on that one. Now Charlotte takes it the other way. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of Miami. There's the pass to Batum. 17 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Shooting foul as the whistle, and it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the official.
For your Hornets, shooting two, Nicholas Batum.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Oh, this is a big fella who has no problems at the foul line. I mean, a very smooth touch on the stroke.
LeVert from outside connects from three-point range. LeVert's got 8 points.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can.
And so it's the Brooklyn Nets in command with a 16-point lead.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Program. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Batum. It's Brooklyn out in front at the half. They're leading by 16. Kenny, what the... That's all for now.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. One of the stories here, guys, Caris LeVert getting it done today.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And as they can't slow him down, you know what you do? You keep feeding them and feeding them and feeding them. This is the right game plan.
Washington out there with Bridges. Then there's Terry Rozier. And there's Bismack Biyombo. And it's Graham in at the shooting guard. So that's the lineup for Charlotte.
And a one-year player at Texas, Jared Allen came into the league as a bit of a project. He's got ample playing time to develop in Brooklyn.
Oh, even from that range, the floater is one of the toughest shots in the game.
It's blocked.
Slow to get warm after the break. 0 for 3 now. Maybe they need an early timeout. It's just to try to settle things down.
And it's good for 2. Washington's got his third basket of the night. And Greg, safe to say, Allen's defense is ahead of his offense.
Yeah, but his mobility and leaping ability serve him well as a finisher, providing that vertical spacing teams like to have inside.
Pass to Chioza. It's LeVert on the wing. Shot from the wing. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Washington's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's Bridges, and it's slammed in by Bridges.
And solid at just cutting through the defense. Give Bridges a lane, and he'll make you pay.
Allen dishes to Thomas. And some very quick points for him on that possession. Thomas got 6 points.
And I've been impressed with the unselfishness, but also getting guys the ball where they can do something with it.
Yeah, he's just not giving the ball up. He's passing with a purpose, and it's leading to scores.
Here's LeVert. And the shot is long.
Just not there from a rhythm standpoint right now. It's really eluding him.
Bridges shot. Good.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Here's Chioza. He has 7. Harris outside. Shoots over Bridges. A nice shot by Harris. And the Nets lead by 10. Graham, the pass to Washington. The rebound by the Nets. Allen's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Thomas. A slam dunk by Thomas.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. And it's Rozier missing. And so Allen will bring it up for the Nets. 17 points was their biggest margin. Great positioning on the putback.
And, folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
Rozier kicks to Graham. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. For Charlotte, they have gone 3 for 3 at the line tonight. And the technical free throw is good. All players look for an edge, Chris. For example, certain guys are just so deceptive with the ball in their hands. I mean, you're always looking for whatever can give you that advantage.
2 of the best players, and people can complain as much as they want, but Harden getting to the line is genius because he knows how you're guarding him, and basically you got to stay away from him to guard him because he's so skilled. And by the way, Curry does the same thing, and Curry, one of the smaller players in the league, but always finding a way to take the contact, take the bump, but to get the scoring up. And I think as a fan, for me, I know as a fan for me, it's fun watching the cat and mouse game between the offensive player and the defender, seeing who can get the best of each other while involving the ref.
Well, they just control their bodies so well. They know exactly what they need to do to get that call.
And it's all on the spur of the moment. I mean, this is all on the fly. Such genius to watch play.
It's good on the putback. Caruth has got 6 points.
He makes so many hustle plays, and here he's working the offensive glass for the tip.
Bacon the pass to Zeller. Stolen. Deflects the pass. Here's Temple. That one falls. Temple's got his first basket of the night.
Oh, the movement off the ball is good. I mean, and the pass to hit him in stride is even better.
From the arc. That is good. And the Nets lead is cut down to 12 on the bucket from Bacon.
He's not a priority for the D, but come on, man. You gotta have somebody keeping track of him.
Allen pass to Caruth. They get it again. He kicks it to Temple. Shot clock at 5. Shoots over Batum. Zeller grabs the board. Zeller's got 6 rebounds now in the game. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
He knows how to make the most of his tools. Batum using his length, putting pressure on the D and getting to the line.
The Hornets shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
Now, his free throw shooting is something they never need to worry about. He doesn't even know how to go through his cold streak.
Temple can't get it to go. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets going into the break with a 10-point lead. And they're winning the turnover battle very easily in this one. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Makes it a tough play to defend because you also have to guard against him taking it himself.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. All right, now a chance to set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. Fourth quarter action, all fueled up and ready to go. Setting the floor for the Nets. We've got Allen. Luwawu is out there with Thomas. Then it's Garrett Temple. And it's Johnson in at the 1.
And after an abysmal first half from the field, the shots now starting to fall.
Back to Allen. Zeller grabs the board. Zeller's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. And Batum kicks to Zeller. Bacon the pass to Rozier. Rebounded by Temple. Nets leading by 7. Here's Luwawu. Count that bucket.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Passes it to Batum. Fires the 3. That's good, and it's Rozier with the assist. Rozier's got his 6th assist on the night.
And that's back-to-back threes. The D just seems to be slacking off a little bit.
Allen's shot is off.
He's done a lot of the little things to help put them in front. But his offense has not been there for him tonight.
And those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
And rightfully so. Also, how lackluster was the defense right there with the score this tight.
And here is Johnson. Kicks it to Temple. Here's Luwawu, the 17-footer. No good off the back of the rim. Still anybody's game at this point.
And no question, this is when you really have to have trust on the floor with each possession.
He's got to get back to playing in control. After 0 turnovers in the first half, he's out there loose with it.
To the wing on the left. Charlotte moving it around. Here's Graham. That 3 off the mark. And so Allen will bring it up for the Nets. 17 points was their biggest margin. He gets that one. And the Nets lead by 6.
Now that's how you lead your teammate into an easy scoring chance. I love that assist.
Chioza's shot is good.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
The feed to Bridges, out to the wing. No one near Rozier as he lets it fly. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. He lobs up the alley-oop pass, so it looks like the Nets will retain possession here.
Yeah, gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
Appreciate the effort, though, making his presence felt defensively.
And the Hornets making a change here. Washington's checked in. Crawford outside. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Hornets trail by 8. Washington passes to Zeller. And the dunk by Zeller.
One of the more positive attributes of Zeller, the explosiveness to play above the rim on a regular basis.
Rozier with the steal. And there's the pass to Bridges. Back to Zeller. It's stolen by Allen. Tipped away. Out of bounds. Next ball as Brooklyn keeps possession. Bridges against Harris. Pass to Crawford. From deep. But they get it back. Harris against Bridges. Pass to LeVert. Just 5 on the clock. No good on the 3. The Hornets trail. Here's Graham. LeVert grabs the miss.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
This isn't like him, and he knows it. The best thing they could do is try to get him more easy looks.
Harris kicks to Allen. Levert inside the line. Bullseye.
He's so aggressive at that end of the floor, and that's a quality all great scorers have.
Shoots. Charlotte gets it back. Zeller passes to Washington. Bridges for three. It counts. Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
There's a fearlessness that Bridges brings to this team. He just welcomes the chance to take important shots.
Now here's Crawford. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot. And here we go. A coach's challenge has been initiated. We'll have to now review the personal foul in question.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear James Borrego coaching his team during the break. He told them to stick with it. He said, this game is right here, guys. This is our game to take. Precision, purpose, and poise. Kevin, we'll see if they can get it done.
So the first one drops, and that increases their lead to 6. So it gets them both, and it's a 7-point game.
Okay, those free throws helping them to make the lead even safer.
Charlotte calls timeout. They're down by 7. 9 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
And I don't think they'll be able to climb out of this hole.
I'm really curious to see what their strategy is at this point. You can't afford any wasted possessions.
Three-pointer, Martin. It's hauled in by Thomas. Allen outside. Misses the shot. So it's the Nets picking up the win. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight.
Kevin, I sense that as well. I mean, they really did feed up.
We've been talking so much NBA 2K21, but we wanted to stop and take a moment to thank you guys for tuning in and joining us for 45 episodes in NBA 2K20.
We've had so much.
Coming up moments from now. Welcome, everyone, to Noche. And as we get a break in the action, now let's take a look at the East and how the teams are stacking up. Look at the Hornets. They're 10th in the conference, still looking to claim a spot for the playoffs. And, of course, the Knicks, 2 spots down.
And when I look at Charlotte, they haven't had the great season that some were expecting, but it hasn't been a disaster. They just need a few things to go right for them down the stretch.
It's an amazing thing. If you can get a couple of wins, generate some momentum, you've got to believe they'll be just fine.
And a look at the starters for the Hornets. They've got Monk, also Biyombo out there. Rozier's out there with Bridges, and it's Graham in at the shooting guard. And for New York, it's Randall and Robinson at the 4 and the 5. Knox out there with Barrett, and it's Harkless in at the small forward position. And it's Rozier missing. It's stolen by Monk. From downtown, and it's Rozier missing. For the New York Knicks, they come in off the loss to the Hawks in Atlanta. Randall finds Harkless. Here's Knox. Back to Harkless. Lets the 3 fly. That shot is off. We play just over a minute here in the first. Here's Graham, and he lays it straight in. You can see it, Doris, with some of these good teams trying to build momentum as we get closer to the postseason.
You seem to know and understand which teams are good on both sides of the basketball. Are they top 5 efficiency, offense and defense? And as you know, Kevin, if there's a player with a hot hand, that can really make a difference in round 1.
Absolutely. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Here's Rozier. Here's Monk. The pass to Graham. Nice pass in here by Charlotte. Biyombo misses off the left eye. For the Hornets, they come into this one following a loss to the Heat. And stolen by Graham. Oh, and here comes Monk all alone. And then Monk with the dunk.
And how about Monk there? You better get in front of him when he's in attack mode. If you allow him to get to that launching pad, it is too little, too late.
Now here's Harkless. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. And stolen by Graham. Pass to Rozier. Monk, no one around him. No good on the triple. And so it's Randall bringing it up now for the New York Knicks. Trailing by 2. Here's Harkless. It's good. He scores. That's his first basket after missing his first 2 attempts. Now 1 for 3.
I like to see Kevin Knox share the basketball because what it shows is an improving awareness in finding his teammates. That's how people want to play with you.
Now here's Rozier. He's coming off a 40-point game against Miami. Now here's Harkless, guarded closely. Shoots over Bridges. The shot by Harkless, no good.
This has not been a good period for this guy. Out of sync, not letting the game come to him. He's got to settle down and make shots.
This one for 3. They get it back. Pass to Knox for 3. Now in the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
Well, this is what we expect. The rise and fire from Kevin Knox in a catch-and-shoot situation. You better guard him now.
Bridges kicks to Rozier. Tries from 10. Biyombo, no luck. The Knicks leading by 3. And a fast break now for New York. And the shot is good. Knox has got 5 points so far.
You can see physical defense does not bother Kevin Knox. He almost wants the contact.
Graham, the pass to Rozier. Charlotte, no good that time either. New York's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Here's Harkless. with the putback. Randall on the follow.
And that's a pure hustle play, getting to the offensive glass for the tip-in.
And that's the kind of quality you see in any strong offensive rebounder, isn't it? Here's Graham. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against the Heat in Miami.
And he didn't take any plays off at the defensive end. I mean, he wound up with 4 steals on the night.
Bridges shot good.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
You know, we see this all the time, Greg. You're basically, as a defender, hoping the man misses rather than putting in the work to get over screens.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Here's Rozier. Randall grabs the board. Now, here's Barrett. And it is good at the buzzer.
And give him credit. Good awareness of the time remaining.
And to me, the way you end quarters impacts how you end.
And so it's New York in control with a 9-point lead to end the quarter. They have made it very tough to get a shot off against them. Their defense has been stifling. We'll get right back to the action when we return. We welcome you back to Noche Latina. Becoming an annual tradition is always here on 2K Sports and always exciting. And what stands out to you from New York in this one?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
I think across the board, a number of guys have done a great job guarding multiple positions.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. On the floor for Charlotte, we've got Cody Zeller. Aiken is out there with Monk. Then there's Batum, and it's Graham in at the point guard position. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Here's Zeller. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist.
Quick job of getting up the floor and creating early offense.
You don't give the defense any chance to set up. Sometimes you just love an easy look.
Well, hard to find a team more iconic in the NBA than the New York Knicks. They are a premier brand.
Greg, this is absolutely true. This is an organization that has played a few games in London that have helped them, and it hasn't seemed to matter that the team has struggled for an extended period of time. They remain a major media presence in a major market. The NBA is better when the New York Knicks are a factor.
Here's Monk. It's rebounded by New York. Here's Dotson. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. That one on Monk.
Well, Damian Dotson in his second season, this guy was able to get on the floor at a consistent rate and show that he could be a solid contributor.
So New York going with almost an entire new group. Taj Gibson's checked in for Robinson. Bobby Portis comes in for Barrett. Reggie Bullock is checked in for Maurice Harkless. And it's Elfrid Payton in for Kevin Knox. And the Knicks making a change here. Ellington's checked in. Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played. Passes it to Graham. Up again. Here's Zeller. He feeds it to Monk. Graham surveying the floor. 6 on the shot clock. The Hornets need to get a shot off here. Bacon. Poked loose. And for Dotson, as you said, Doris, he got his chance as the Knicks started to play the young guys last season.
And he has the potential, Kevin, Damian Dotson, to be a fantastic three-point shooter from what he's shown to this point. You combine that with his high motor and energy, and there's a lot to like if you're a fan of this team.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Payton left side, and the pass to Portis from 11 feet away, and again it's New York.
To me, if I'm Elfrid Payton, I want to capitalize from right here. Do your work in the mid-range.
Here's Bacon. He's guarded by Bullock. Bacon gets the bucket.
Nice job getting inside for the layup. Got the D thinking, jump shot, gave a little pump fake, and then off to the races.
Here we go, one-on-one. From 17 feet out, That one's in there. The Knicks lead has got down to 11 on the bucket from Monk.
How about the quickness of that release by Monk, an experienced catch-and-shoot player who feels comfortable firing from deep.
Payton up top. Graham defending. Payton with the ball. Boy, he just disappeared against Atlanta. They really needed him. Clock at 4. Here's Gibson. No good. Shot missing. And Charlotte will go the other way with it. Last time they met was in Charlotte.
And guys, they walked into the arena with a certain kind of swagger, and we really saw it play out on the offensive end.
And what surprised me was how easy they made it look. It seemed like they got something out of every possession.
1:05 left to play in the first half. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
A moment here to check out some of the stats for Payton. Putting up about 10 points a night, 7 assists and 4 rebounds. And when he takes over at the point, he really keeps the offense flowing.
Well, this is a guy who brings a solid skill set. Excellent ball handler, high level of playmaking, the perfect backup point.
Ntilikina, he's checked in for the Knicks. Bacon the pass to Biyombo. And here is Bridges. Pass to Zeller. Back to Bridges. And a missed layup.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
To the middle. New York moving it around. Bullock passes to Ntilikina. Back to Bullock. Here's Ntilikina. Rozier defending. And it's Bullock missing. Pass to Bridges. Zeller dishes to Biyombo. Bridges for 3. That's good, and it's Rozier with the assist. Bridges has got it back down to single digits for the Hornets. That'll do it for the first half. Knicks.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back. New York holding the upper hand after the first 2 quarters. They have a nice 7-point lead. And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second.
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. Of course, the game is shifting towards skill and finesse, but there are those players who thrive in this league who are like bulldozers and force the issue inside.
Well, a guy like Blake Griffin, who is such a physically gifted basketball player, enters the league as one of the great dunkers, but has now added a 3-point shot, still can play bully ball. But for me, the most ferocious at-the-rim scorer, and the guy who's probably most underrated aspect is his strength, is the Greek Freak. Giannis Antetokounmpo at the rim. Good luck and good night.
I don't know how you do it, right? I mean, how do you defend that?
Impossible.
Indeed. It's Randall and Robinson at the 4 and the 5. Barrett is out there with Knox, and it's Harkless in at the 3 spot. And that's the group for David Fizdale as we begin the second half. The Knicks leading by 7. Floats it up for Randall. Rozier with the steal. A fast break now for Charlotte. Here's Bridges. Lays it up off the glass. Bridges has got 7.
And how about Monk there scanning the floor for the open teammate? That's how you develop a trust from your teammates.
Here's Knox. Biyombo with the block. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks able to retain possession here. Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. Just 5 to shoot. Barrett with the ball. Guarded by Monk.
Well, I guarantee you this is not what they talked about in the locker room. 0 for 3 and looking lost.
There it is, guys. One of those effort plays that makes a big difference in the game.
And GA, it is definitely making a difference so far today.
No doubt. On the scoreboard, in the body language of the players, you can tell which team is in complete command.
The Knicks making a switch here. Ellington's checked in, and Kevin Knox gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Charlotte making a switch here. Batum's checked in. Passes to Rozier. Randall grabs the board. Randall's got 7 rebounds in the game. Ball's knocked loose. The pass to Robinson. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And now a 9-point New York lead.
And no matter what they've tried, the D just has not been able to deny them the ball inside.
The shot's good from Monk.
You know, I really like this. Instead of putting his head down, Terry Rozier keeping his eyes up and finding his open teammate.
Now here's Ellington, defended by Batum, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And let's take a look at the numbers for Batum. Averaging about 3 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. And right now, he's just a role player, but he's working hard and contributing in spurts.
Well, we've certainly seen flashes of what this guy can do, but he has got to find a way to consistently do it if he wants to be a starter.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Bobby Portis is checked in for Mitchell Robinson. Reggie Bullock comes in for Barrett. And Frank Ntilikina's subbed in for Kevin Knox. And for the length of Bobby Portis, he's sure to provide a bit of fire when he's on the floor.
Well, Portis is never afraid to mix it up with the opponent or sometimes his own guys. This guy plays with a passion that maybe isn't for everyone, but boy, it does spark his teams.
The shot's good from Ellington. Ellington's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
And that's typical of this guy. He's always reading the situation, reacting quickly, and capitalizing.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
And at this point, it is their game to lose. They've done such a good job building the lead.
Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. That one's in there. The Knicks lead is cut down now to just 11 on the bucket from Zeller. Ntilikina looking it over, and it goes down 2 points. Ntilikina's got his first 2 points.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Now, here's Rozier. Defense right on him. Batum attacking, and the layup's good off the glass.
Well, use the pick and going right to the cup. I love the aggressiveness.
So it's Ntilikina who brings up the ball for the New York Knicks. They get to take on the Heat at Miami after this one. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. All sorts of time, and again, it's New York.
Well, nice touch there. For Frank Ntilikina, he's got to be able to knock down shots in the mid-range.
Down low, and Portis throws it down.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
At the end of the day, though, it's 2 points. Don't hang your heads. Let's get refocused and play with more patience.
Bridges kicks to Zeller over Randall. The Hornets rebound. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Boy, he's been cooking, but the teammates, he's just not getting a lot of support from them.
Now Ellington, he has 6. Pass to Ntilikina. Now the dish to Randall. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Zeller's got 6 rebounds in the game. And so it's New York looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. Their defense has been active, and it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here, looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
Now, Greg, he's got the size to survey over the top of the defense and find the open man. That was beautiful.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. On the court for Charlotte, they've got Bacon. Zeller is out there with Monk. Then there's Terry Rozier. And it's Graham in at the 2. To the inside, Zeller. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
Sometimes a player is born with a passer's mindset. He deals it with conviction.
And here's Barrett. Lets it go from the wing. Gibson tips it back in.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
Here's Graham. Out left to the wing. Fires, high post. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good.
And after an abysmal first half from the field, the shots now starting to fall.
Pass to Bullock. Back to Payton. A little over a minute of the 4th quarter gone right now. On target from 13 feet. Payton's got 4 points this quarter.
See, the unpredictability of Elfrid Payton helps him in these situations. Good at taking what the defense gives him in that instance.
And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way. A different look for New York. Mitchell Rupp, and the out-of-bounds violation is going to be reviewed. Coach has issued the coach's challenge to get it analyzed further.
And this is the exact type of play that I think is perfect for a review. Coach's challenge or not. I mean, you seldom get into a situation where it's hard to definitively determine the out-of-bounds call.
And depending on what point in the game it is, boy, it can have Greg a huge impact on the game. So many games coming down to just one possession. Each possession so critical. So we just got word from the NBA Replay Center via the official courtside administrator. And the original call will stand for the out-of-bounds violation.
You know, and some people might argue, hey, we're stopping the game, but this uses up a timeout, so that's technically already a break that could happen, regardless of the call staying the same.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear James Borrego coaching his team during the break. He said, "Do you want this game? Don't tell me about it. Show me and show your teammates. We've got to play better, and we've got to play harder if we're going to come back." Guys.
Thanks, David.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Graham kicks to Rozier, passes it to Graham. Nice pass in here by Charlotte. Now the pass to Bacon. Offline with his 3.
I think they could have gotten a better look right there. And he's just a little over-anxious, I think, to get that shot off.
As you and I were just talking about this, as more and more players are going public with their trade requests, do you think that's had a negative impact on the game?
Well, Kevin, I certainly think it makes long-term planning for NBA franchises a lot more difficult because contractually we are not seeing them hold true to the particular organization they may have signed that contract with. The reality is this in today's NBA. You've got to be nimble as an organization, and you have got to be attractive to them. And I mean that with great ownership, great leadership, and who are the players currently in your system. You have got to be incredibly nimble to be successful in today's NBA.
I think you're right on. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him. So it'll be Julius Randle shooting. That one on Monk. Doris, we know historically the Celtics, the only franchise to ever have a 4 straight championships. Do you think at some point we're going to see another?
I'm not sure there can be in today's NBA, Kevin, and there are a number of different contributing factors. Number one, the salary cap implications. that happened. Number two, look at the Golden State Warriors, who were well positioned for a three-peat. And yet, as you know, luck plays a small part in an NBA championship. Luck relative to injuries. You see Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant both get lost in the midst of an NBA Finals.
True.
This is it's challenging enough to go back-to-back. Forget about four-peat.
He gets it in there.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority, very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Knicks.
They never settled for mediocre shots.
And Kevin, they had great penetration this time out.
And I think a great job in positioning themselves for the W here. It's win number 21 on the season. And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Julius Randle.
Boy, I thought his best work was his pursuit of the basketball. He competed for every rebound, fought for position in the paint, and never stopped working. I love it.
Pass to Knox. Now Robinson. Rozier defending. Robinson against Bridges. Robinson, that's good.
Making every effort to put this game on ice.
Well, just terrific teamwork, GA. Each guy doing his part. You love what you're seeing from them tonight.
Bridges passes to Zeller, and there's another one for the Hornets.
I love the fact that Bridges does a little bit of everything, including passing the ball. You know what? You've got to always be in control of your emotions.
That's his first personal foul. At the line for your next.
First free throw is good.
Well, you think about Kevin Knox, 1 year of collegiate basketball at the University of Kentucky before being picked 9th overall in 2018. Let's remember, he's young, but he seemed to be prepared for the bright lights.
Martin with the bucket.
How about the timing? Could be the difference between an assist and a turnover. Nice delivery.
Pass to Knox. Baseline jumper. Bucket's good.
They made the most of their opportunities, looking comfortable and locked in.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke. And the starting lineups have concluded. So it's Friday night. And as we approach the playoffs, let's see how the East is shaping up. You look at the Nets. Right now, at the playoffs started, they would have the 7th seed. And, of course, the New York Knicks, they're at the bottom of the conference.
Well, I think for New York, they're going to stumble towards the finish line this season with the playoffs nowhere near a possibility.
And you have to wonder just how different this team will look next season, from players to possibly coaches, maybe every level of the organization.
So a look at our starters for the Knicks. Barrett is out there with Mitchell Robinson. Then there's Mo Harkless. Then there's Bobby Portis. And it's Knox in at the point guard. And for the Nets, Allen is out there with Luwawu. Then there's Karis LeVert. Then there's Harris. And it's Crawford at the point. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Robinson. And so Crawford will bring it up for the Nets. Victory eluded them last time in New York when they took on the Knicks.
Yeah, and looking back at their last game against this club, they were badly out-rebounded.
Now here is Harris. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Warriors in San Francisco. 5 to shoot. Here's Allen. The shot will not fall. And New York will come the other way. They're coming into this game off that recent loss to Atlanta. Here's Harkless. Brooklyn with the rebound. It's tipped. Harris with it. Robinson picks him up. On the wing, Jamal Crawford. Looking for Allen and gets it there. Over Harkless. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. Brandon, looking ahead to the playoffs, when you made your first postseason appearance, were you surprised by the intensity you found once you got there?
Kevin, it was my second season. I was playing for the Clippers, so getting into the playoffs was quite miraculous on its own accord for the organization. But the level of detail in the playoffs and intensity in the playoffs, they know everything that you're going to do. And we were playing against the Utah Jazz, which at that time...
Some pretty good players.
Karl Malone, John Stockton, Jeff Hornacek, the great Jerry Sloan as the head coach. It was a wonderful experience, but you understood that the playoffs were different. Absolutely something different in terms of the intensity and what it is that that team knew about you.
The Nets have gone 2 or 3 here to start off the game. And there's the foul. It's on Bobby Portis. That is his first foul of the game. Just about 2 minutes into the game. First quarter of basketball. Pass to Harris. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Allen passes to Luwawu. It's Crawford on the wing. 6 to shoot. Over in the corner, Allen. The Nets need to get a shot off here. Luwabu's shot is off.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over.
Harkless. New York, no good that time either.
They are 0 for the game thus far. 0 of 4 here, still looking for their first make.
Robinson with the block. Allen's shot is off.
It seems like he changed his mind halfway through the layup, tried to go to something else and flat out choked it. No question he got bumped on that shot.
The Nets shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
And in terms of team numbers, the free throw percentage is right at 74. And he might not be a household name just yet, but Joe Harris is one of the game's true dead-eye marksmen. You can make the case he's the most underrated shooter in the league.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Thomas checked in for Luwawu. Temple comes in for Karis LeVert. And it's Tyler Johnson in for Jamal Crawford. Caruge is checked in for the Nets. We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. Maybe not the most famous beard in the league, but Joe Harris's beard last year, Greg, drawing some notice in the NBA.
The lumberjack look belying his feathery touch. Good size and strength, enabling him to play the small forward position when needed. I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
Well, if there were 4 or 5 boxes to check in terms of the game plan tonight, they might have checked 6. I mean, they're doing everything out there.
Payton kicks to Bullock. To the left wing. Ntilikina passes to Randall. New York needs to get off a shot. Bullock. A putback. Rebound, Brooklyn. Allen's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. To the paint. Here's Temple. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around.
Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
Well, if I was baking up a lead, I'd add 2 ingredients. One would be playing smart. The other one, playing selfless. They've done that tonight. Serve it up.
Here's Bullock after the basket by Brooklyn to help the run.
Yeah, Randall does a good job. His frame alone helps to create some space. Just with a little pivot there, able to find a way to score.
46 seconds left to play here in the first. And stolen by Payton. The steal and the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. And the Nets making a change here. Usa's checked in. Wayne Ellington's checked in for New York. Ntilikina looking it over. Ellington with it. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
First trip to the line for him here.
An 85% shooter there, and they've been able to count on him hitting his shots from the line.
Last game for Brooklyn, it was a loss to the Warriors. Pass to Temple. Dishes to Johnson. Kicks to Thomas. The pass to Karuch. Here's Musa. Shot clock at 6. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. The Nets have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts. And he shows the focus there, nails the technical. There's 10 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's Thomas. And off target as he starts the game 0 for 1. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting every shot going up. And we'll be right back after this. And so far through 1 quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And guys, what stands out to you from the Nets in this one?
Well, look at the turnover ratio, then look at the score. Easy to see what happened in that first period.
Yeah, hopefully the opposition can recover, because that first quarter defensively was unbelievable, just crippling defense.
And New York, looking at who they've got. They've got Reggie Bullock. Wayne Ellington is out there with Ntilikina. Then it's Randall. And it's Gibson in at the 5, roaming the paint. It's tipped and stolen by Ellington. And now the Knicks on the break. Here's Ntilikina. He's guarded by Johnson. Ntilikina can't hit.
You're not going to see that very often. The defense in the vicinity, but still, he's not one to blow layups.
Well, the Knicks had a lot of turnover trading for expiring contracts. They did what they could to accommodate the wishes of a lot of vets.
Yeah, the problem right now for the Knicks is they're not inviting to a lot of free agents, and that's really where they're trying to make their play. So fascinating over the course of the past decade that New York has not been able to attract the top-tier talent. So building through the draft, Coach Fizdale hopeful that they'll land a star one way or another.
Looking at who's out there now for the Knicks. Robinson comes in for Randall. And Bobby Portis subbed in for Frank Ntilikina. Johnson for 3. Buries it from 3-point range. Johnson's got 5 points so far.
Yeah, and their shooting really starting to pick up here in the second.
Out of hand on it. And the call will be against R.J. Barrett. That's his first foul. Nets leading by 12. Anderson right side. Nets passing it around. Thomas finds Johnson. Here's Temple. Pass to Thomas. Johnson outside. Lets it go with the 3. Good, and the assist goes to Thomas. 8 points for Johnson.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
And the foul on Tyler Johnson. That's his first foul. A platoon swap here for Brooklyn. And the Knicks making a change here as well. Harkless is checked in for Wayne Ellington.
Pretty sweet pass there as Knox showing his ability to read the floor.
Harkless with the steal. Pass to Knox. Here's Portis. Kept alive by New York.
Great at using his body and finding his feet in positions on the boards where he can get up, get to it, get an extra possession.
Pass to Harris. LeVert kicks to Crawford. For three, Harris. Robinson pulls it in.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
And Barrett gets it to go. Each year, so many coaching changes. Brent, do you feel they generally get too much blame when things go wrong?
I don't know if blame is the word, Kevin. That's just the easy out for a lot of organizations that want to make some changes. The main thing that's frustrating, I think, for the coaching fraternity is patience. You have to be realistic about the potential of your team and how much time it takes to grow what it is that coach's culture is all about. That's where teams sometimes lose out and give up on somebody a little bit early.
But these guys go into it eyes wide open.
Well, there's no question about it. And really good coaches in the NBA know that it might not last all that long. So they're going to be who they are. That's who you want to hire. Hire a coach who knows exactly who he is, both coming in the door and walking away.
Now, here's Barrett. Excellent D there from Allen.
Well, the D's so tight on him, it makes him alter his shot. And an easy chance turns into a tough one because the defense is swarming.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
Yeah, feels like Christmas right now, just gift wrapping points.
Inside and finished off by Robinson.
Can't talk enough about the subtleties in that setup right there. The assist, really the key to that entire sequence.
LeVert the pass to Crawford. And Harris wide open. He shoots. That's good. That's LeVert with the assist. LeVert's got his third assist on the night. Knicks trail by 14. Now the pass to Harkless. Down low. Here's Barrett. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Here's LeVert. Makes it off the glass. LeVert's got his first bucket of the night.
Yeah, and they're starting to warm up from the field this quarter.
Lets it go from deep. Harkless with the bucket.
Kind of like playing in the rec league, little to no defense on that possession, and the easiest three-pointer you can imagine.
And that one is good. Luwalu's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Yeah, that first quarter was a bit shaky. Good to see a player who doesn't let a slow start get to him.
Harkless on the wing. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Barrett the pass to Knox. And here is Harkless to the inside. Robinson. Excellent D there from Allen.
And the effort never stops with him. No easy shots when he's on the floor.
Well, it's about the defensive.
And so it's Brooklyn. Their lead at 15 going into the break.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back. The first half, Brooklyn came out looking very confident. Looking absolutely unstoppable off the tip.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Have to like what you're seeing from Tyler Johnson.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
They're just way too easy out there, and I'm sure coach is going to make that a priority at halftime.
We've got Allen. Harris is out there with Luwawu, and it's Crawford, and it's LeVert in at the two-guard spot. It's the group starting the second half for Kenny Atkinson. Here's Knox. LeVert defending. Harkless on the wing for the three, and the three ball is good. Harkless has got 6.
Not the biggest fan of that shot, but he had the space to get it off, so why not?
Well, we know he's a great scorer and a bit of a microwave, but Jamal Crawford can be a great passer. That was an unselfish play there.
Here's Knox. LeVert defending. Here's Robinson. LeVert grabs the miss.
Not a bad shot from the mid-range. The D's giving it to him, and he's usually got an eye in that kind of range.
And straight with the play, Harris. Harris has got 4 points in the quarter.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Here's Harkless. And out of bounds is Brooklyn gains possession.
Here's a look at the stats for Robinson. In the second half of this season, he's been nothing short of spectacular. He's averaging 11 points a game, 9 rebounds, and over 2.5 blocks. And it says a lot that when we see numbers like this from him, we aren't even shocked. He's that good.
Yeah, we really have just grown to get used to his greatness, and that's the level for him that he's on right now.
And he's flourishing as a scorer. But, Brent, how does Julius Randle take that next step?
Well, I think, Kevin, if he keeps improving on his consistency, shooting from that 10-foot to 16-foot range where guys are daring him to shoot and not wanting to deal with him driving into them. You know, last year he went up 6 percentage points from 35% to 41% in that 10 to 16-foot range. You keep seeing that kind of improvement, the growth in his game is going to come.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Lance Thomas, he's checked in for Luwawu Cabarro. Odion Kurucs comes in for Joe Harris. And Garrett Temple subbed in for LeVert. Here's Temple. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Temple's got his second basket of the night.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Now, here's Bullock. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. New York moving the ball around. 5 on the clock. Left side, Gibson. And it's Gibson finishing it off.
Yeah, the man was wide open there, and Julius Randle understood the timing to get him the ball to get that score.
Johnson kicks to Allen. A three-pointer off the mark. Knicks trail by 21. Passes it to Bullock. Here's Ntilikina for 3, Ellington. The offensive rebound. Here's Ntilikina. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. Let's bring up the 2K leaderboard and see which teams made the most of their opportunities on the offensive glass this month. Number 1, the Knicks. The 4th spot held by the Nets.
The effort has clearly been there for both teams on the backboards, and you can see it showing up in terms of points off those second chance opportunities.
There's a minute 34 left in the third quarter. Johnson kicks to Thomas. Here's Kurucs. And the Nets miss again.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Here's Thomas. Yep, it counts.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
New York's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Randle right side. And there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense. The Knicks have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
Knox, he's checked in for the Knicks. And it's Gibson finishing it off.
Ntilikina sensing when one of his guys was not covered, and then he found him.
46 seconds left here in the third quarter. Temple the pass to Kurucs. Here's Temple. He's got 5. The rebound by Gibson.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
Those are all the little things about effort there. He just gets out there and contests, and that's just enough.
Portis, he's checked in for Frank Ntilikina. Outside Portis. From outside the arc, and the basket by Knox.
Well, you can tell that Kevin Knox ahead of time knew he was going to shoot that ball no matter what the defense was doing.
And there's the foul. It's on Bobby Portis. That's foul number 2 for him. And here is Johnson. He's got 8. In the corner, it's Temple. Johnson, the pass to Karuch. Here's Hall.
Knox taking defense seriously right now. A good sign when a young player wants to commit to that end of the floor.
And so it's the Brooklyn Nets feeling good about their 17-point lead heading into the break. And they've created a bunch of turnovers with that terrific D. And we'll be right back after this. And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. A moment now to reset the lineups, brought to us by Gatorade, all fueled up here for the fourth quarter. And New York, looking at who they've got. Harkless is out there with Barrett. Then it's Mitchell Robinson. Then there's Bobby Portis. And it's Knox in at the point. That's going to be over and back, not watching for the line that time. With social media, extended TV coverage, lots of distractions for these players, Brent. But some do a terrific job of blocking all that out and keeping their focus.
I think the roles and responsibilities of teams is changing around exactly what you're talking about, Kevin. You have to have people within your organization that help these players understand where it is that they have to focus most, and that is your job on the floor. And so really good organizations are educating the players on that. They're not just relying on the agents or outside sources. Teams are trying to get in there and impact guys at a young age to make sure that, as you said, that noise is not part of their beginning part of their career.
Can't make it a distraction. He rifled that one in from distance. And the Nets lead by 15.
Well, that equals his three-point total from the first half. He had one before the break, and that's his first three of this half.
And out of bounds as the Nets gain possession. Dotson's checked in for Portis. Fourth quarter now. We're about a minute and a half in. Pass to Luwawu. For three, Harris. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
Doing a lot of nice work now from the field. He's helped get them this lead, and now he's helped them keep it.
Here's Harkless. But they'll get another chance. New York moving the ball around. It's stolen by Harris. From 15 feet away, here's Allen. Pass to LeVert. It's Crawford on the wing. Now Harris, guarded by Robinson. Shot clock at 5. Harris kicks to LeVert. Good, and Harris gets the assist.
And certainly they are not hesitating, letting it fly from deep here in the second half.
The pass to Dotson. Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. It's deflected. It's stolen by Harris. That one wide left. Knicks trail by 21. Barrett the pass to Harkless. Now here's Barrett, guarded by Crawford. To the paint, Crawford with the steal. This is it to Luwawu. Harris outside. He kicks it to Crawford. Robinson against Allen. Pass to Luwawu. Harris outside. From the baseline. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
And yeah, he's not messing around. He wants no part of a comeback in this one.
Well, he's grabbed the tee and a blanket because he's putting this one to bed.
Dotson gets the bucket.
And with that three-pointer, how about ending that 11-0 run by Brooklyn?
Pass to LeVert. Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. And the rebound goes to the Knicks.
Well, they shouldn't be giving that shot to anyone, but they certainly shouldn't be giving it to him. That's a big break for the defense.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Nets.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And so taking a look at their season record, this will be win number 31 on the year. Harkless kicks to Robinson, and there's the whistle, 3-second violation.
And to make that mistake at this time is tough to come back from.
Well, not making things easier on themselves right now, that's for sure.
And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. And a new group in for the Knicks. Taj Gibson's checked in for Mitchell Robinson. Julius Randle comes in for Barrett. Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for Maurice Harkless. And it's Elfrid Payton in for Kevin Knox. Now Anderson. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Here's Dotson. Payton with the ball. Lets it go from 11. Good!
The more he drains those mid-rangers, the more it boosts his confidence.
And so it's Brooklyn.